Peppa Pig, learning to share. One bright summer morning, Peppa and her friends are all at the playground. Candy Cat is on the tire swing. Pedro Pony is going down the slide. Peppa, Susie Sheep and Danny Dog are on the merry-go-round.
Can you spin us really fast?
Peppa asked Daddy Pig. Peppa's little brother George is at the playground too. George is a bit too young for the merry-go-round. Mummy Pig pushes him on the swing instead.
Higher,
says George. Not too high, George, says Mummy Pig.
squeak, squeak.
Here are Rebecca Rabbit and her little brother Richard Rabbit. They have come to play. Richard has brought his toy dinosaur.
Can I go on the merry-round too?
Rebecca asks. Of course, says Daddy Pig. Hop on. Rebecca laughs.
Let's go really, really fast. Squeak, squeak.
Richard thinks the merry-go-round looks like fun too. In fact, he wants to hop on.
Aww.
Groans Peppa.
If Richard gets on, it means we can't go fast.
Richard is little, just like George. He is too young to go fast on the merry-go-round.
It's okay.
Says Rebecca.
Richard can play with George instead. No,
Says Richard. He wants to play with the big kids. George has a toy dinosaur just like yours, Mummy Rabbit tells Richard. Let's go and see. George holds up his green dinosaur.
dinosaur.
He says. Richard holds up his red dinosaur. He growls. George and Richard both love dinosaurs. That gives Mummy Pig and Mummy Rabbit an idea. George, can Richard play with your dinosaur? Mummy Pig asks.
No,
Says George.
Richard.
Can George play with your dinosaur? Asks Mummy Rabbit.
No,
Says Richard. George and Richard do not want to share. George, it will be much more fun playing together if you share, says Mummy Pig. She takes Mr. Dinosaur and gives him to Richard. Richard likes holding both dinosaurs, but George is not happy. He cries. Richard, that was really nice of George, says Mummy Rabbit. Now let him hold the dinosaurs. She gives the dinosaurs to George. Cries Richard. Sharing doesn't seem like much fun at all. George smashes Richard's sandcastle with his shovel. Then Richard smashes George's sandcastle with his shovel. They cry. Oh dear, this does not seem to be working. How can George and Richard learn to play together nicely? Says Mummy Pig. I have an idea. George, what's your favourite thing in the whole playground? Mummy Pig asks.
seesaw.
Says George. George loves the seesaw, but he can't play on the seesaw on his own. He needs a friend to play with him.
Geek, geek.
George and Richard have lots of fun playing together on the seesaw. Mummy Pig's idea worked. George and Richard have learned that playing together is fun, especially when they both share the fun with a friend. The end. Daddy Pig's words of wisdom. Being a dad is as easy as eating chocolate cake. I would know. I am a bit of an expert at it after all. Here are my top tips on being one of the world's greatest dads.
But Daddy, dinner's ready. Daddy, the sun is up.
Firstly, us dads always like to get up bright and early, ready for a fun-filled day with the little ones. It's best to leave breakfast to us. We'll show everyone how it's done and make them smile. Entertaining the children is a doddle. We can do it standing on one leg.
Wake up, Daddy.
Or even lying down. When it comes to DIY, everyone should stand back and watch us craftsmen at work.
I don't think that's quite right, Daddy.
And when it comes to going for a drive, there are 2 rules. Rule 1. A dad always looks like he knows what he's doing. Rule 2. A dad never admits he might be a bit lost. The great outdoors is the perfect place to display an expert dad's natural athletic ability. And his superb survival skills. I must say, sometimes even expert dads need to read the instructions.
I think they're upside down, Daddy.
But most things come naturally, like showing everyone how champions like to do things.
We're a bit muddy, Daddy.
Dads also do a great job of cleaning up. Finally, when it comes to bedtime, all dads have it all under control. Our expert story reading skills will send the little ones straight to sleep. Sometimes even the greatest expert daddies need to take a little nap.
Night, night, Daddy.
The end. Peppa Pig School Project. It is the end of the day at Peppa's playgroup. For your school project, I want you to go home and make a castle, says Madame Gazelle. Use your imagination and make it big and fantastic.
Can we use glitter?
asked Susie Sheep. Not too much glitter, it gets everywhere, says Madame Gazelle. The next morning, Peppa is eating breakfast.
I'm doing a school project,
says Peppa.
I need to make a castle.
Stick these yogurt pots on this cereal box, says Daddy Pig.
No, Daddy, it has to be good,
says Peppa. I see, replies Daddy Pig. Over at Susie's house, Susie and Mummy Sheep are looking at the computer. Are you sure Madame Gazelle told you to make a real fairy palace? Asks Mummy Sheep.
Yes, says Susie, with all the little fiddly bits.
Right, says Mummy Sheep. I think I'll stay at home today. Back at Peppa's house, Peppa draws a picture of the castle she wants to make.
But it needs to be big enough for me to live in,
says Peppa. We need to find a big cardboard box then, says Mummy Pig. Just then, the doorbell rings. Ding dong. Mr. Zebra is at the door with a delivery. It's just a light bulb, says Daddy Pig, opening up the big box. Why do they use so much packaging? Shall I take the box away? Asks Mr. Zebra.
No, shouts Peppa. We need it for my project.
After Mr. Zebra leaves, Mammy and Daddy Pig start making Peppa's castle.
Wow!
Peppa calls Susie on the phone.
How is your school project going?
Asks Peppa.
It's going very well,
says Susie. Mammy Sheep puts a tower on the palace.
It needs to be more pointy,
says Susie.
How is your castle going?
Asks Susie.
It's hard work, says Peppa, but Mammy and Daddy are helping a teeny tiny bit.
What do you think of this tower, Peppa? Asks Daddy Pig.
It looks a bit cardboardy,
says Peppa.
I need to get on with my work now. Goodbye, Susie.
Daddy Pig has painted Peppa's castle so it doesn't look so cardboardy anymore. Says Peppa.
It just needs one more thing. Glitter.
No, not glitter, replies Daddy Pig. The next morning, Peppa and her friends have brought their castles to playgroup. Susie's fairy palace is very glittery. Wendy Wolf's castle is very glittery. Candy Cat's castle is very glittery. Emily Elephant's castle is very glittery.
My castle is made out of a cardboard box and lots of glitter,
says Peppa.
It is a very fine castle, says Madame Gazelle, and so sparkly.
Now Madame Gazelle is very glittery. Peppa is very glittery. Even Mummy Pig is very glittery. Everyone is very glittery.
Wow!
Isn't it wonderful what children can make using just their imaginations,
says Madame Gazelle.
And my castle is big enough for me to live in,
says Peppa.
Hooray!
Peppa loves school projects. Everyone loves school projects, especially glittery ones. The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa's magical creatures. Peppa and George are having a sleepover at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house.
Hooray!
Granny Pig is reading a bedtime story.
And the fairy and the unicorn lived happily ever after,
says Granny Pig.
The end. I wish I was a fairy,
Peppa sighs dreamily. Touch Peppa's shiny wings. Granny Pig tucks Peppa and George into bed.
The next story is an underwater adventure,
she says.
We can read it in the morning. I hope it has a mermaid in it,
says Peppa,
with a beautiful shimmery tail.
Wow!
Touch Mermaid Peppa's shimmery tail. Peppa dreams of being a mermaid. And a friendly narwhal swims up to say hello. Mermaid Peppa giggles.
You're a little sea unicorn.
Touch the squishy narwhal.
George can't get to sleep. He wakes Peppa up. Would you like another story, George? Asks Peppa. Mr. Dinosaur will like this one. Peppa tells George and Mr. Dinosaur a story about a big green dragon. Touch the dragon's bumpy skin. Granny Pig comes back to turn off the light. Night, night, my lovelies, she whispers. What shall we dream of next? Peppa asks sleepily. Unicorns. Touch the soft unicorn. Sweet dreams. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.